Hey guys, what's up? It's Dave here. It's a little early in the morning for me, so this might be a little bit, yeah, it might sound a little weird or whatever. But I wanted to do another Casual Fridays video, so this is Casual Fridays number 2. Got a couple topics off to the side here, and this one might actually run a little bit longer, because there's some topics here that are, these are some things I just kind of talk about during my live streams, and I figure a lot of you guys don't watch my live streams, but even if you do, I don't know, maybe you'll enjoy hearing these things. The first thing I want to talk about was streaming in general. So, as you guys know, I do stream. I don't stream as much as I used to, but I do stream. And especially for this challenge, this is the main thing I stream, especially since my Zerker got hacked and I don't really have very much to stream in according to that. Um, and I guess before I go on to this whole topic, I might as well reference the whole Zerker being hacked situation. I didn't really talk about it too much in its own little video, but main thing I want to say, you know, I'm I can tell you who did it right now, and I'm not going to point fingers, but let's just say if it was a gold farmer who was on the account, they wouldn't have leveled my defense. So if that tells you right now, it's someone who clearly had some kind of reason to spite me on that account. And you know what? That's really messed up. But I mean, if they really feel they need to do that, this says a hell of a lot more about them than it does about me. I've moved on. I'll work on that account and make it some kind of different build. But right now, as you guys can probably understand, I don't really have the motivation to do that. I still eventually am going to have to get barrel skulls on that account as well. I think I'm going to make it a piety pier at some point because that's another account build I actually kind of wanted to make. And then maybe a Darok, or like a Barrows Pier, or whatever the hell people call them, after I get bored of Piety Pier, if I get bored of Piety Pier, because if not, I can always just Darok become my main. So that's not that big of a deal. But going back to the streaming thing, so in case you guys, don't catch the streams or whatever, my Twitch name is the same as my YouTube name, and it's fine if you don't catch the streams. That's alright, guys. I understand different schedules, time zones, blah, blah, blah. It's alright. Or maybe you just don't like me. But, you should go anyway. It's kind of weird streaming PVM content because what happens is usually you'll get a couple dedicated followers, and in my case, sometimes my clan members will go in there and they'll try and support me and things like that, and I really do appreciate that, guys. But then when you're streaming things like PKing or staking, you're going to get a lot more viewers, but you're not going to get as consistent of a support because if you stop streaming, staking, PKing, these people will unfollow you. They will stop watching your streams, and it's just kind of weird the way streaming works. So basically, in order to get big as a streamer, you have to get really lucky in a sense. I mean, you have to either be big on YouTube already to get big as a streamer because people already know your name from YouTube. And obviously, I'm not a big YouTuber. I actually have about twice as many followers on Twitch as I do on YouTube, which is kind of weird how that works. And I keep falling on the same spot. By the way, if you're watching the screen, don't. I'm just going to be training agility this whole video while I talk because I need to get 70 agility. So that's going to be a bitch. But I do want to do Sardoman for my series. So that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, so in reference to that whole situation, basically you have to get really lucky and you just have to kind of hope that people will go in your streams, and they'll find you entertaining and they'll stay and they'll drop a follow. And in my whole perspective when it comes to giving people follows is I'm not really that stingy with my follows anymore. I mean, usually if you guys are in my streams, if I have more than 20 or 30 viewers when I'm ending my stream, I'll usually find someone who has 3 viewers and go over and just raid them and try and give them some support and give them some views. And hopefully if you guys enjoy their content, you'll go back to their streams as well as mine. Because why do I keep falling in the same spot? Because I really do want to see other people expand their channels as well, because as a streamer, I know how difficult it is to expand a channel, and I still struggle with it, obviously, because I'm not a big streamer. I don't have a sub button and things like that. So it's just kind of the whole situation of you have to get really lucky or get recognized by someone who's already made their big kind of coming forth and streaming. For example, people like Bodhi and AOA Tube and SparkMac. Obviously, no matter what they're streaming, people are always going to be there watching them. It's a little bit different with people like SparkMac because people are used to seeing him stake and PK. So when it comes to him doing Slayer, he's not going to get as many views, which is unfortunate. But that just kind of shows the way people are. Is they don't really watch a stream for someone's personality or for actually liking the streamer. They only watch it to watch them lose bank or make bank, which is really frustrating in my opinion. Because when I watch a streamer, I don't really care what they're doing 90% of the time. I mean, if I get really bored of what they're doing, that's fine, and I'll look for someone else who's streaming something else. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, personally, as a streamer, I feel like you guys should watch someone based on enjoying their personality as well as their content, and not just strictly their content. If you only follow someone for, like because they were PKing, then that's kind of stupid. I really feel like you don't you're not like a real follower. It's hard to describe what I'm saying. I'm not saying like you're a huge dick if you only want to watch somebody's PKing. That's fine. I understand people sometimes don't want to watch things that aren't PK streams. But it's kind of shitty because when in my case where I don't PK all the time and I'm doing this series on YouTube that I feel like is relatively successful, at least for my channel. I've gained a lot of subs since I started this series, and it makes me really happy. It makes me know that I'm doing something right. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. But it's kind of frustrating when we try and stream and we don't get very many viewers because we're not PKing or we're not staking, and that's basically all people really want to see on Twitch. So that's a bit frustrating in my opinion. I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess you guys might not understand unless you're a streamer yourself. But in reference to becoming like someone with a sub button, I would have to get a lot more concurrent viewers, so I would need a lot more people watching my streams. So if you guys do see me online, if you want to go in there and you want to show some support, I would really appreciate it. But obviously it's not necessary. Like I said, don't force yourself to watch my streams. If you don't enjoy it, then don't watch it. That's perfectly okay. And another thing related to streaming, raiding. And I kind of briefly mentioned this before when I said when I end my streams, I usually host someone or raid someone and try and get them a few views or follows. Granted, I usually don't know these people, and there's some occasions where I do like raid my brother or something, even if he's not playing RuneScape. But I want to say the main thing that bothers me about this whole thing is there's people, and I'm not going to mention who they are, but they get raided or mentioned in a bigger streamer's live stream. Like, for example, if Bodhi mentions someone, a lot of people are going to check out that channel. Or if AOATube or whatever raids someone at the end of his stream, that person's going to get a lot of followers and a lot of concurrent viewers. And it really bothers someone like me because I don't really have connections to big streamers. Like, I'm not friends with Bodhi. I'm not friends with AOA2. I'm not friends with SparkMac. Well, I am friends with SparkMac, but not like SparkMac doesn't do shit like that. So it's frustrating seeing these people who are only getting followers because someone bigger is shouting them out. And the people who are in their stream don't necessarily enjoy that content. They're only following because the person they actually like told them to do so. And I find that a bit frustrating because I mean, as someone like me who has worked all my way like to where I am now from my followers and the things that I've done on my own, it's really annoying to see people who just get things handed to them and get sub buttons with less followers, less channel views because they only get more concurrent viewers because of being rated. And I know it's kind of just I'm kind of just like being a bitch over here and like crying about it. Yeah, but it's annoying, and not just to me. There's a lot of other streamers that deserve. I'm not saying I deserve a sub button. I'm saying there's a lot of streamers that deserve a sub button but don't get it because it's hard for people who do PVM content to get concurrent viewers because a lot of people don't want to sit there and watch PVM content, which is understandable. I really do get it. Like a lot of the time I don't want to sit there and watch PVM content either. But actually that's not true. I actually do like to watch some PVM content. But it's a bit frustrating for people like us because it's hard to get concurrent viewers, and that's the big thing when it comes to sub button. And I don't know. I don't really have much else to say on that, but it's just a really frustrating time for people who are, putting so much effort into their streams but don't get recognized. And then there's people who put absolutely no effort into their stream, but they're different because of, I don't know, race, or they're a cam girl or something like that, or they just get rated and then they get sub buttons just for something like that. I just find that really unfair. And granted, life's not fair. I get it. But just like, it's the same with blowing up on YouTube. Blowing up on Twitch is just getting extremely lucky. And I'm going to be 100% honest, it's not about being persistent and continuously streaming, because if you stream the same content every day, even if it's something you really enjoy and you're really good at, unless it's PKing or staking, you're probably not going to get recognized unless you get lucky. And that's kind of frustrating to me. And I'm not trying to like demotivate anyone who's trying to get into live streaming, but that's the way it works. And you can sit there, like people like me, I have 1,800 followers, and I feel lucky if I'm PVMing and I get 20 viewers. Just for the simple fact of the matter is that like people don't like to watch PVM as much as staking and PKing because they don't care as much about a streamer's personality as they do about what's going on in the stream. But changing topics, I talked about that for way too long. It's about 10 minutes in the video now. If I should have made something at the beginning that told you guys what I was going to be talking about, but I'm moving on to something you guys might actually be interested in or you might not know about. The story of the name Dabe. Like, why do you have the name Dabe? People ask me this question all the time. Sorry, like I said, it's early in the morning. Clear my throat. People ask me this question all the time, and I figured, this is a good video style to do it with. I'm allowed to ramble in this video, and I'm allowed to do whatever I want. So, back when I played RS3, in case you guys didn't know, I did used to be a pretty big PKer in RS3, And that's actually where a lot of my following came from and a lot of my subs came from, was PKing in RS3. I used to, constantly high risk. I had, the 3 accounts that I play on 07 now were 3 extremely varying levels in RS3, and I used to be pretty well known PKer. So one day I decided to change my name on my 168 account, which was, I believe it's my range tank now, the account that I now have as my range tank. Um, I wanted to change my name to I'm the best, because I don't know if you guys seen the YouTube video I'm the best. Just I'm Dub BES, no spaces, and just look at it. It's hilarious. And like for me, it was just like something really funny, just kind of like a sarcastic ploy at saying, I'm the best PKer, blah blah blah. But obviously, I don't really think that I was good, and I honestly very rarely died, but I would never say that I was the best. There's always someone better, no matter what you're talking about. There's always someone who's better at something than you. Not to demotivate you, but that's kind of the way I look at it. I would never classify myself as the best at anything. I mean, there's a difference between classifying yourself as good and classifying yourself as the best. Because if you're to say you're the best at something, that's pretty cocky, to be honest. And the best way to think about it is you always want to try and get better no matter what. So if you say you're the best, then you'll start thinking you don't need to work on it anymore, and that's just not true. So I don't know. Life stories with Dabe. But so going into the whole Dabe name thing, it's kind of weird the way it happened, but I typed I'm the best and it wasn't available. So I walk away from my computer screen, right? I don't know what happened, but I came back and it was, so this is I'm the best. It was like that. Look at the way I wrote it in chat right now. And then no spaces or anything. I come back and that's my name. I'm Dabe. And I don't know, ever since then, like since I streamed on that account, sometimes people are like, "What's the name about?" And I had to keep explaining it, and then it just kind of stuck because everyone started calling me Dave, and it just started working. So I made my name, all my account names were like Dave, 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 Dave. I am Dave, and it was just weird the way it just kind of stuck with me. And ever since then, I really like the name. I mean, it's just kind of defines who I am as a player now, and I've had it I think for about over a year now, probably. I think since pretty much since I started my PKing on my 168, which is a long time ago. But yeah, I mean that's just kind of like my name just kind of stuck with me, and I'm sure it's not the most entertaining story in the world, and I will never know how that like my name got registered as I'm Dabe. I don't know if the system just glitched out and just gave me the name, or if someone came in my room and changed it. I don't know. Both are which are possibilities, because when I walked away, I was gone for about 10 minutes, and I just kind of came back and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Click the thing. I can't click it. So yeah, it's the story of the Dabe name. And something else I want to reference is getting that Draconic Visage on my series. Now, I really can't tell you guys why I was so excited about it, because I don't know. I really am not sure. Um, I've never had a Visage before. This is kind of a smaller topic, but I've never had a Visage before. And this is the first time I've ever had a Nerdgasm like that. And actually, later in the day, I got Tacits at Bandos. It wasn't a solo, obviously, but I got Tacits at Bandos. And I didn't freak out at all. I was like, sweet, Tacits, that's awesome. But for some reason, when I got that Visage, which is pretty much the same price as Tacits, it's a little bit more expensive, and obviously it's a solo thing, but still, same kind of idea. I didn't freak out. I was just, it's Tacits, whatever. I don't know, just the Visage is, it's, I don't know, it's different. Getting a Visage is just so much different. It's hard to describe. But it's just the first time I've ever had a Visage drop from an actual dragon and not from QBD. That's the only time I've had a Visage in RS3 was from QBD. So I think it's just because it's like kind of a first time experience and it's something that's sought after by a lot of players. So there's that. And then I got something else here that I wanted to talk about, and this is a pretty big thing, and I really want you guys to hear me out on this. I probably should have talked about it at the beginning of the video. But right now I'm trying to save up for an HD PVR. I think it's an Elgato HD 60 or something along the lines of that. And it's very expensive. $180, and I really wanted to be able to get it today because today's Black Friday or by Cyber Monday, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that, to be 100% honest with you guys, because it's very expensive. I don't see myself being able to get that kind of money anytime soon, and obviously, like I said, I don't beg people for donations or anything like that. I'm not a cam girl. I don't have tits and things like that, so it's hard for people like me to get money. I don't have a job in real life because there's nowhere for me to work around here. Can't get a car because I don't have a job. It's kind of this inception loop where you need a car to get a job because there's no jobs locally. But in order to get a car, you need a job. So you can't get to the other jobs without a car. Kind of a big loop problem. But yeah, so that's something I've been really saving up for. And I know a lot of you guys won't be okay with it but I do want to start putting new content on my channel at some point. And that's not to say that I'm quitting RuneScape. You guys know I'm not quitting RuneScape, and I did talk about this in the last video as well. But it's a pretty big thing for me. Like, I want to be able to play other games and record other games and live stream other, like, maybe just random live stream let's plays of something, because like with PVR, I can do that on my PS4 and my PS3, and it would actually, in my opinion, be really entertaining, because my commentary, regardless of what I'm playing, is, in my opinion, usually pretty funny. Like, I tend to think of myself as someone who can make people laugh, and like no matter what kind of game I'm playing, I can always kind of say something that's interesting if I'm in a good mood. So I was kind of hoping that you guys would be supportive of that whole idea. I really hope if I decide to do that, I'm not going to lose subscribers or anything like that, especially at a time like this where the Poor to God Sword series is really helping my channel out, helping my channel grow, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the most recent episode, it's episode 11 is over on my channel right now, and I just got a PM, I'll respond to him later. But I would really appreciate if you guys would, if I start doing that, or when I start doing that, because hopefully it's sometime in the near future, if you guys could start, just give a video a shot, and if you don't like it, that's okay. You don't have to watch the other videos. Just try to look at the video from a perspective, like, just with an open mind. Just don't like see the video and see that it's not RuneScape and dislike it, because like I said, guys, I really am trying to expand my channel, because I've said it before, and it's a dream of mine to ever get like big on YouTube and ever make like money on YouTube and Twitch, and I've always really wanted to have that happen. So if there's any way that I would be able to do that, it's going to be by expanding my channel, because I'm not going to be able to make a living off of playing RuneScape if I were to blow up. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not really that possible, guys. And you can say, oh, Bodhi does it, SparkMike does it. You'd be surprised. These people make most of their money through donations on a stream, and it's never a good idea to rely on the generosity of other people, especially when it comes to something like live stream, because, one thing happens or one thing changes or someone spreads a rumor, and then instantly everyone's going to start disliking you. And I really don't want to have to go through something like that, guys. I just want to be able to be myself, play games I want, stream games I want, and then kind of just evolve into the channel that I want to be. And it's not to say that I'm ever going to stop playing RuneScape, but, if I ever were to get a decent, amount of income through streaming, not saying decent like a lot, but just like maybe $20 a month through streaming and making YouTube videos, I might be able to start buying things like HD PVRs eventually, and like start playing games like World of Warcraft and other MMOs, just to expand my horizons as a channel, because that's really something I want to do, guys. The two major games that I wanted to do, one was PC gaming, but the reason I haven't played yet is because, it's very expensive, was World of Warcraft, because that's something I really used to be like a really big part of my life when I was younger. And I'll describe why maybe in the next week's video, which would get pretty morbid if I explain why to you, because it's something, it's regarding things that happen to me in real life and things like that. But that was one of the big ones I really wanted to get back into, was World of Warcraft. And maybe not like as hardcore as I used to be, because I used to be like, not, I want to say like top notch, but I used to be like pretty up there in terms of playtime and like theory crafting and crap like that. I used to be pretty serious about the game. I don't really have time to do that now. But the other one, I mentioned this before, was Kingdom Hearts. And if you guys haven't played Kingdom Hearts, I strongly recommend you do, because it is an amazing game, and it really tugs at your heartstrings when you play that game. It's very well put together. I know the idea of the game itself, when I first heard about it when I was a lot younger, the first one came out, I was like, this is going to be terrible. It's going to be just a terrible game. Who's going to want to watch this? And who's going to want to play this? You'd be surprised. It's actually quite an entertaining game. So that's something I really wanted to have some playthroughs of, because I have my PS3 right behind me. All I need now is the HD PVR, and the reason I want to get the more expensive one, the $180 one, is because even though it's about $30-$40 more than the other HD PVR, it works with the PS4 and the PS3. I don't want to have to buy some kind of replacement, device. I want something that's going to work for a long time. So that's kind of why I want to get the one that's more expensive, if that makes any sense. I think I'm out of topics to talk about, but I'm going to write down for next week to talk about something, if you guys care about real life crap about me, I can talk about real life crap about me, because, I don't know, I feel like to really understand who I am and why I am the way I am, you have to understand the things I've gone through in real life. And if you've watched my streams, you might know, but I'll go into some pretty gruesome detail regarding it. So, gruesome is probably not the best word there. But yeah, also, I might start doing some, like, actual vlogging, like, I had a couple clips from things like Thanksgiving, things I could have used, but my Thanksgiving was pretty rough. I guess I'll talk about that real quick, since it's the day after Thanksgiving for me. I know if you guys aren't American, you might not understand, but basically Thanksgiving is the holiday where we can stuff our faces and not feel bad about it. And, I mean, I do that every day, so who gives a shit? Because I don't get fat, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I was supposed to see my girlfriend. I was expecting to see her around like 4 p.m. my time because she goes to her dad's in the morning, and she doesn't really get along with her dad because her parents are divorced, blah blah blah. Not gonna get into her life too much because she probably wouldn't want me talking about it. But yeah, she doesn't really get along with her dad too well, and basically, I haven't met her dad yet, and I've been dating her for 15 months just about, and he's like I told you guys I'm an introvert. I don't like meeting people. Plus, he's really messed with her life, and I don't care to meet someone who's messed with her life. So he keeps her at his house until 7 o'clock, and she texts, and after telling her that they would be leaving at 4, then she texted me at like 6:30 saying that they were leaving because he told her they were leaving, get in the car. Her phone died after she texted me. She said, I'll be home in 15 minutes. If you want to meet up with me, we like, or I'll text you when I'm home. And I was like, I decided, she said she's going to be home in 15 minutes. It takes me about 25 minutes to walk to her house. So I leave about 10 minutes after that and start walking. And keep in mind where I live. Yeah, I live near Cleveland, so if you guys don't know, you can look it up too. The weather here was pretty cold last night. It was, I'd say, probably 10 with a wind chill, making it feel like 0 or below 0. And Fahrenheit, by the way, guys, not Celsius. But so I kind of start walking there, and it starts blizzarding, like pretty bad. Like I couldn't see more than 10 feet in front of my face. But then I start walking really slow, didn't get a response from her, and it's been over an hour since since the time she said she would be home. So I start to get a little bit worried, and then about maybe an hour and 10 minutes after being outside, she calls me and she says, "Hey, where are you? Are you okay? Blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was waiting for you. I didn't know if you were home or whatever." And you might be wondering, why didn't you go in her house? Well, like I said, I'm an introvert. I don't really get along with her family very much. But yeah, so that kind of threw my evening off. I only got to see her for about 2 hours yesterday, which really sucked because I haven't seen her in a while. And obviously, real life comes first, guys. She's my girlfriend. She comes before RuneScape. Sorry, but at the end of the day, that's how it's gonna always be. And I just fell at the same spot that I always fall. But yeah, so that kind of really threw me off yesterday. And if you guys haven't seen some of my other videos, maybe I'll do a meet and greet. I'll let you guys talk to my girlfriend. I'll have her on a live stream sometime because she's in my live stream chat all the time, and we really just don't give a fuck about what we talk about in my live streams. We pretty much talk about things from real life situations to helping people through them and things like that to sex. And apparently Samantha likes to go into explicit detail about my penis. That's great and slightly uncomfortable, but hey, I got nothing to hide, so it's all good. And from things like that to like actual game content. But I feel like my streams are relatively entertaining. So if you ever want to talk to me or you want to talk to her, do it in the comment section if you want to talk to me. And if you want to talk to her, make sure you head in the live streams, guys. She's usually in there as well. And I would really appreciate seeing you guys in there. And I think this is how I'm going to cut out the video. So if you guys haven't been to my live streams, go check it out. You can probably get there from my YouTube channel, I think. Or just go to twitch.tv/LowSoulGamers. Check it out, guys. I might be streaming later today. I'm not sure because I do have a lot of real life shit I have to get to. But I would really appreciate it if you guys could do that. It means a lot to me. Also, like if you're not subbed to my channel and you somehow made it through this video, you should definitely sub to my channel, like the videos, things like that. I really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me, especially as of late with this series and regarding my Zerker getting hacked and things like that. It's really helped me pull through the whole situation, guys, and it means a lot to me, a lot more than I can ever put into words. So thank you very much. I know I say this shit all the time, but I mean it from my heart every time. So thank you very much, guys. I will see you guys next week in the next Casual Fridays. And this is a good time for if you want to ask questions down below that you want me to reference in the next week's episode. Feel free to do so. I'm working on my Port of Godsword series as well, so don't forget that. And if you have any other video ideas you want me to make or things you want me to talk about, and I keep falling in the same spot, then just tell me and I will do so, guys. So peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you made it through this video, you are a fucking G.